Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 28th day of May 2025. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. I hope your family is safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in health and those who are the first responders who every day are trying their best to save lives 24/7, 365. And those that pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are victims of pornography, child pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and all the perverts that create the great demands that cause these evil industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and military veterans homeless in the United States or America. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game in Indiana last night. The New York Knicks lost to the Indiana Pacers 130 to 121. Before I begin, I want to just give a warning. I got my delete button prepared. I don't want to hear second guessing, woulda, coulda, shouldas, second guessing Tom Thibodeau, fire Tom Thibodeau. I don't want to hear blame game today. Not today. I want to say it again. I don't want to hear blame game whining today. I ain't got no cheese for that brand of wine today. Some people call themselves Knicks fans come out at their worst when the team is at its lowest. I ain't into it today. Last night, the New York Knicks, which I thought had actually solved the puzzle of the Indiana Pacers, I still believe they did, but what I didn't count, was Haliburton. Haliburton was tough last night, very tough. He scored 32, especially in the beginning of the game. He came out very aggressive, 23 shots, 32 points, 15 assists, 12 rebounds, 5 for 6 from the line, plus 16. Sometimes a guy just comes out and is just that good. I mean, we've seen it with Jalen Brunson. We've seen it with people with OG Anunoby at times. We've seen it with Karl Anthony Towns. Sometimes a guy's just really good. And last night was that. Mikal Bridges could not guard him last night. It's not that he could never guard him, but last night he could not guard him. And Josh Hart could not guard him. And Josh Hart, with all of his heart and hustle, he had one of his worst games last night defensively. He really, look at his stats. He had 5 turnovers, and that was bad. He had 5 turnovers, but he had 11 boards, 4 in the offensive end. He played 36 minutes. Tibbs continued, and people were questioning why Tibbs left him in the fourth quarter. That's a stupid-ass question. Tibbs trusts Hart. We should all know that. And Hart usually comes through for us. He just didn't last night. He turned the ball over and some really critical turnovers. And he also had trouble on the defensive end of the floor last night. You could have Mitch Robb in there. And Mitch Robb was neutralized last night. He had 4 fouls. So did Karl Anthony Towns. So the foul trouble really hurt us last night. And of course, we spoke before the game of the turnovers. 17 turnovers. I mentioned 5 from Josh Hart, and he was the leader of the team in that category. You really cannot be turning the ball over 17 times in the playoffs, especially in Eastern Conference Finals, and expect to win the basketball game. That was a bad sign. So those two really were, I'm not blaming. Put it this way. Let me say this too. Again, don't come on my channel with blame this and blame. They just lost. Indiana was better last night. Period. I'm not blaming Hart and Mikal Bridges, who also had a bad game trying to guard Haliburton. The guy was just good last night. Like I said, we have done it to other people. There's been games where either OG or Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns or McCaw have been overwhelming to the other team. This is the league. You got guys that are that good, and that's what happens. So last night, Haliburton was that guy. He basically destroyed the whole defensive game plan by himself by being aggressive and really hitting his shots. He was hitting everything. The Knicks didn't give him a lot of room. Although he was wide open a couple of times, which was sorry, but sometimes he just flicked it up with guys in front of him and it went in from deep. So it is what it is. The Knicks are down 3-1. Very unlikely they come back and win the series, although I love the attitude of the guys in the locker room. Nobody was giving up. Nobody was conceding, and I like that. We know in the Tom Thibodeau coach team, there's 3 more games. The Knicks are down 3-1. They come back to the Garden Thursday night. And they're going to give it a fight. I mean, listen, I want to make sure y'all understand. This channel is of the Knicks and with the Knicks. That's what this channel is. So I'm always going to be on my team's side. I'm never going to be second guessing my coach or the players. They gave a valiant effort. It just wasn't there last night. It happens. Indiana was better. And if Indiana ends up winning this series, it would prove that this year they're the better team. It happens. Again, that's what 7-game series are about. So you get them their props. They played a great game. Haliburton played it was Haliburton to me. Siakam was good, but I never considered him much of a game changer. It was Haliburton. If Haliburton didn't come out the way he did last night and really dominate the early part of the game the way he did, they wouldn't have won that game. But he did. And credit to them. The Knicks were trying their best to come back in the fourth quarter, but couldn't sustain the energy. And costly turnovers, missed shots. Mikal Bridges had 3 open looks down the stretch and couldn't hit none of them. So it is what it is. We come back Thursday night to try to fight and see if we can save this season. But it is what it is. And again, this is what I mean. This channel is for the Knicks with the Knicks, in that we hang on to our team. We don't start waiting till they down and start second guessing and being crappy like a lot of y'all gonna do today, which you're gonna get deleted. I don't care if I got to delete 5 of the 10,000 people on my channel. You getting out of here with that. I'm not your therapist today, so don't come whining to me. They lost. Okay, next Thursday, this coming Thursday, tomorrow they play again in New York. Is what it is. We know they're gonna put the fight in. Let's hope they're better. I don't know what's going on with Karl-Anthony Towns' knee. Now, all of us that watch the Knicks, if you've noticed this year, that knee's been giving him trouble for a lot of the season. A lot of the season he was playing on one leg. They had some time off for the All-Star break and right before the playoffs, where he had a chance to try to get some rehab on it. And it looked pretty good for most of the series. But last night he bumped knees with somebody, and that was. And he came out and tried to play anyway. Valiant effort on Cat's in Cat's favor. Valiant effort from him. But I don't know what's up with the knee. I don't know how bad it is. It's obviously hurting him. And banging it. And he was actually holding it Sunday night also. So last night, banging knees with somebody, I forgot who he banged knees with. But that was really not good for a knee that was already hurt. So I don't know his availability, I guess is what I'm saying, for Thursday or however long this series lasts. Mitch Rob was in foul trouble last night again, and I'm not blaming Mitch Rob or Karl-Anthony Towns. Oh, Karl-Anthony Towns did get some stupid fouls, but some of these calls on the refs were, to put it charitably, questionable. So anyway, we go on to the next one. The Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals, y'all. Remember that. There's only 4 teams in the conference finals. The Knicks are one of those 4. So the Knicks are one of the 4 best teams in the league this year. Before you start tripping, they just lost. Okay, it's not their year. Let's continue to fight until the end. See what happens. Y'all enjoy your day. This is before 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing this one because obviously hard to sleep when you see your team lose, and that's where it was. We move on. You all enjoy your Wednesday. So.